Columbus celebrates Martin Luther King Jr. Day and the history and guidance it brings to the black youth of Columbus.
I feel it's just coming together. That's what the event is about, and they do it well every year.
Also, an exclusive look at the opening of Nexus Park and what it means for the Columbus community.
Because we believe it's going to change health and wellness in this community.
Winter guard season is in full swing, with new leadership sending the team in a whole new direction. The future is looking bright.
There's so many groups in this class that are so good and do so well consistently.
All that and more coming up on Torch TV. Have X in preview, roll it, and take it.
Having a voice of students is unique, and in learning the power behind it is special. Onward, forward.
Welcome back to Torch TV. I'm Cate Roeder, and I'm joined today by Oliver Carr. How are you doing today, Ollie?
I'm doing fantastic, and I'm ready for a great show. How about yourself?
Me too, I'm so excited. Now for today's top story.
2 weeks ago, Columbus had their 27th annual Martin Luther King Day breakfast celebration in downtown Columbus. We head over to Girum Linnemann, who has more.
Martin Luther King Day is an important and special holiday that honors the late, great Dr. King. Held on January 15th this year, over 300 people showed up to celebrate the life and legacy of King at the breakfast. The African American Pastors Alliance organized this event, and many local companies sponsored, such as BCSC and Taylor Brothers Construction. The theme this year was, "It starts with me, shift the culture, be the solution." Recently, the 27th annual Martin Luther King Day breakfast took place at the Commons. The day had many notable speakers such as Columbus Mayor Mary Furden, BCSC Superintendent Jim Roberts, and City Councilman Jerome Wood, who provided the event's keynote speech.
When I was younger, they had programs that were set up right after the MLK breakfast. So we had classes where you go learn about him, and it was pretty awesome, pretty dope. However, I can speak out and show that, you know, we're not just, city councilmen aren't just worried about the city council stuff. We show up here. It's awesome to show that we're not just somebody who sits behind a desk and votes on issues. We're real people.
Beyond just the featured speakers, the event also featured a choir performance and even a scholarship ceremony, where 5 local students were awarded thousands of dollars in scholarship money.
I think these scholarships are very important because I feel like sometimes students of color are overlooked for various reasons, and these scholarships give them opportunity to shine. It makes a huge impact on them and on their future.
But beyond all the festivities, this breakfast is ultimately about inspiring the youth and taking action in the same way King did in his life.
So hopefully something I said today inspires somebody to take action on whatever it is. It can be something as big as, running for city council, or it can be as something small as being a coach or whatever it is. But send whatever the change is that you see and you want to implement, taking the step and put some action behind it.
Be encouraged that you can be victorious in accomplishing your goal, and you can do it. You can do it.
It may not be at the same scale that he did it, but take away some of the principles and the things that he lived by and implement that in your own life, because he lived a great life. Short life, of course, it was cut short, but the things that he did were world-changing. So if you can implement those little things here and there, whether it be in the classroom, the sports, on your job, whatever it is, you can be a game and a world changer.
This was the 27th year of the MLK Breakfast in Columbus. The city takes great pride in this event, and it draws people from all over central Indiana.
Girum, it was interesting to hear how the scholarship program has grown. How many students were awarded scholarship at the breakfast this year?
This year, 6 students in Bartholomew County received the Martin Luther King Community Scholarship, with 2 of them being East seniors, Masai Trapp and Malia Dye. Congrats to all our scholarship recipients. Guys, back to you.
The annual 8th grade C4 fair took place last week, and it seems that this year has been the best one yet. The fair allows 8th graders to get a taste of all the different career pathways they have the opportunity to explore in high school through C4. From criminal justice to architecture, culinary arts, and even radio and television, it's hard to find a career that isn't offered by C4. The fair allows 8th graders to see that for themselves. Each C4 class has a booth run by 2 to 4 students who gave demonstrations and talked about the opportunities the class has provided them.
Really is a great thing for the 8th graders to see what C4 has to offer. When you're in middle school, you don't really know what's ahead of you, so kind of having a chance to come in around, talk to the student ambassadors, people that's been in the program, and learn about what the C4 program is all about is a very, very valuable experience for them.
Right now I do work-based learning, and what that is I go to school for 2 days, or like 2 months, and then at lunchtime I go and I get to work and get paid and get the real hands-on experience while still in high school, which is really nice.
Now let's head on over to Faline Fox with some breaking news in our weather scene, as well as this week's weather forecast.
Yes, Kate, we do have some breaking news today. Today is Groundhog Day, and Punxsutawney Phil has made his prediction. Every February 2nd since 1887, Punxsutawney Phil in Pennsylvania has made his weather prediction. The superstition says that if Phil sees his shadow, we will have 6 more weeks of winter. If he does not see his shadow, spring will arrive early. Before this year, Phil had seen his shadow a total of 107 times. This year, for only the 21st time, Phil did not see his shadow, predicting an early spring.
But what this weather did not provide is a shadow or reason to hide. Glad tidings on this Groundhog Day. An early spring is on the way.
There it is, no shadow for Punxsutawney Phil. Hopefully he's right and we'll have that early spring. Looking at the forecast, he may be right. Today we will experience a high of 48 degrees and a low of 29 degrees. Tomorrow it will be sunny with a high of 49 degrees and a low of 30 degrees. On Sunday, we will see partly cloudy skies with a high of 53 degrees and a low of 30 degrees. That's all for weather this week. Back to you guys.
After the break, we see how the students of Columbus East are choosing to add customize their lanyards to add some new personality to a school requirement.
Then we'll cover Nexus Park and how it will affect the community.
After that, we'll look at the BCPL book boxes and how they came together.
Stay tuned for all that and more on Torch TV.
Once a month, the Bartholomew County Public Library Teen Section puts together boxes full of trinkets for any teen who signs up. The form is on the teen page of the library website and needs to be filled out for every month. This free subscription gives recipients a little food, a little candy, and a little bit of fun.
When somebody fills out a form, they get to tell me the kind of books that they like, what they don't like, and then based on the books that they've listed that they enjoy, I pick out 2 to 3 books for them. Each month has a theme. For January, I picked fuzzy socks and texting gloves because everybody can use an extra pair of both of those things. You have to be a teen, so you have to be in grades 7 through 12, and you have to have a library card for our library. It's a gift that I get to give to the person who's receiving it. And what better gift than books and a bunch of free stuff.
The former Fair Oaks Mall has been turned into something spectacular. Nexus Park is becoming a health, sports, and recreation center right in the middle of Columbus. The first opening of Nexus earlier this month has the community excited and supportive every step of the way.
The City of Columbus and Columbus Regional Health have cut the ribbon and joined forces to build a dynamic community asset of health, well-being, and recreation services. CRH is relocating and converting 14 practices and support services into a portion of the refurbished former shopping mall with more than $54 million in investments.
The city and the CRH has invested a lot of time, resources, and money into this facility because we believe it's going to change health and wellness in this community.
When fully completed, Nexus Park will feature more than just Columbus Regional Health medical centers and wellness offices. There are current plans for a field house and an outdoor park and gathering space as well. As for the community, Columbus is pleased that the former Fair Oaks Mall is being turned into something spectacular and useful for the city.
Join us as we embark on a journey to redefine healthcare and create a space that prioritizes both patient care and a thriving work environment for dedicated professionals.
This was the official unveiling of the CRH section of the Nexus Park facility. The opening of the field house and the rest of the facility will come sometime soon this spring. Make sure to stay up to date on their website for more on Nexus Park.
The start of this school year brought about many changes. The most noticeable of these changes included lanyards. Unfortunately, nobody got to choose what color they were given. Freshmen were stuck with red, sophomores with gray, juniors with green, and seniors got orange. It didn't take long, though, for students and teachers to start customizing their lanyards. The most popular method being buttons. Buttons have helped many in the building ease into wearing lanyards every day and has helped mold them to their personal styles.
So when I found out that we were all going to have the matching BCSC lanyards, I used to always have my own personalized lanyard, like with different cartoons or things on it. So I wanted to make it a little bit of my own, so I just started decorating it with buttons.
Kids in particular really didn't want to wear them, so Mrs. Wilson and I figured, well, maybe if they could zhuzh them up a little bit, that might help us ease into the whole idea of the lanyards.
They don't match sometimes with like what we're wearing, and we decided it would be a cool idea to just stick pins on it. So I just did it because they were doing it, and it looked cool.
After the break, we take a look into this year's Winter Guard season and what changes have been made to the program.
Then we'll dive into the world of Columbus boxing and what it means to be a boxer in this community.
All that and more on Torch TV. The BCSC Color Guard is a combined group of East and North students and has recently seen some changes in their structure, but it's only brought them closer together.
The BCSC Varsity Winter Guard has always been a place for students to foster community, activity, and lifelong skills learned from the program.
Color Guard to me is like a way to exert energy and to have fun.
Color Guard has been a very big part of my life for quite a few years now. It's hard. That's what Color Guard is. It's difficult.
Recently, however, the technical and interpersonal skills of the Guard have been changing. The addition of staff members introduces lots of new opportunities to grow as a whole.
We do a lot more technique, so I'm getting better at catching the right way and tossing the correct height. The technique is definitely the biggest one though.
The staff members we currently have are wonderful people. They're very respectful. I feel like they see us as real human beings, and I really like that.
The most notable change in the group is their improvements and extra practice in technique, the fundamental elements that are needed to perfect anything they do.
The other staff and I have been trying to focus more on technique and body control so that when we're teaching actual choreography, it goes along a lot smoother. We know how to move not only when we're dancing, but we also know how to move under our equipment because it's very important to do that.
I think we're doing a little bit more technique than the program has done in the past. Of course, that's hard. There's an entire show to learn, but I think we have focused a lot more on technique than we have in the past.
Moving up in their class from Regional A to Scholastic A has also changed the group's mindset.
Because of moving up a class, I feel like I have just become more competitive, and it's just there's so many groups in this class that are so good and do so well consistently that I feel like I have to perform my best.
I think that moving up a class last year impacted us both positively and negatively. I think it pushed the Guard a lot more to be better, but I think it impacted a little bit negatively because some people feel defeated.
The competition gets harder, the choreography gets harder, the shows get more thought out, and it just gives them something more to strive for because they have to really, really work a lot harder than they had in the past to get a good placement.
A cultural and emotional change in the Guard has also uplifted the group's companionship and teamwork.
I feel like this is a team, not individuals working for the same goal. It's a team working together for that goal.
In 2023, we had a big graduating senior class, so that gave the opportunity for a lot of leaders to emerge, which has really helped to propel the group.
I think that there has been a lot of team building and strong relationships in the Color Guard. Our days go along a lot better and they work more as a team.
The BCSC Varsity Winter Guard has definitely changed for the better over the past year. Tomorrow, they head to their first competition of the season. Speaking of competitions, Ollie, have you heard what our cheer team is doing next weekend?
I have. Our game day cheer team leaves for the national competition in Florida next Thursday. The Olympian Game Day cheerleaders will represent East, competing against teams from schools all over the nation.
That's so exciting. Good luck to our Lady O's. Now let's head over to Abby Nolman with our recent news in sports.
Thanks, Kate. And national news, last Thursday, former Louisiana State University football player Keyshawn Boutte was arrested on charges involving illegal sports betting. He allegedly made 8,900 sports betting wagers when he was underage, including at least 17 on NCAA football games and at least 6 on LSU football games. According to the police report, FanDuel Sportsbook reported the illegal wagering activity in July 2023. A bank card under his mother's name found that he wagered on himself under 2 accounts on FanDuel. With information provided by FanDuel showing hundreds of thousands of dollars being wagered illegally, this carries a possible penalty of up to 5 years in prison and a $10,000 fine. And in other news, the Super Bowl is less than 2 weeks from now on February 11th. This year, it's the Kansas City Chiefs versus the San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers made it to the Super Bowl after a very close victory against the Lions, where they were losing by 17 at the start of the second half. And right here in Columbus, the boxing scene is thriving. But boxing isn't always smooth sailing. You have to be ready to roll with the punches. Cambree Martinez has more about Columbus' local boxing gym to find out what it truly means to be a boxer.
Boxing has had a continuous growth in the Columbus community. Dozens of youths with dreams of learning how to box come to the Columbus Police Athletic League gym. The leaders at the gym work hard to instill ideas of dedication, hard work, and determination.
It's about changing the youth and changing their perspectives on life and changing the world.
The original boxers in the PAL gym have had countless reasons they've started fighting. Their reasons can range from what they wanted to do after high school to even learning how to defend themselves.
Once got in a fight and I didn't know how to defend myself, so that's when I started getting into boxing to learn how to defend myself.
It's different for each boxer. For me, just got out of high school, then just life was pretty much confusing. Had a lot of things I had to take care of. I didn't know what I wanted to do in life. Then I ended up coming to the gym and just took off from there.
An aspect unique to every single boxer is their own personal style. Many of the boxers can describe their style simply in 3 words.
Impeccable, entertaining, and character.
Violent, a brawl, action.
Fast and aggressive. Just aggressive, probably.
What I do is I just take the stuff that I was taught by my coaches, a little bit of what I was taught by them, and I try to pass it on to the kids.
The sense of family is strong, and they all depend on each other to improve their skills.
You're going to have people, just like in high school, middle school, you're going to have people tell you you really can't do anything, like you're not going to be successful or whatever you want to do. You just got to really take all of that and just pretty much apply it to yourself, and don't let nobody tell you otherwise.
Our own. Our boys swimming and diving team swam Tuesday against Bloomington North and lost 98-87. However, they did set a record for the 200 freestyle relay with Kevin Stilson, Keaton Stevenson, Misha Macaveriani, and Judah Nickel. The girls had sectional prelims last night, where Colony Furnish won the 200 IM and placed second in the 500. The 200 freestyle relay placed third, and the 400 freestyle relay placed second. Our gymnastics team also competed against Connorville on Tuesday night and lost 101.8 points to 95.45. However, Bethany Lewis placed first in the all-around with a score of 35.9 points, and Shelby Kendrick placed fourth with a score of 33.3 points. This weekend, our O's have a busy schedule starting tonight with our girls basketball team going to sectionals at Whiteland Community at 6 o'clock. Tomorrow, our girls swimming and diving team has sectional finals at East Central at 1 p.m. Our wrestling team has regionals at 9 a.m. at Jeffersonville. Our boys basketball, JV, and freshman teams have a game at New Albany High School at 12:30, with varsity playing at 2 o'clock. That's all we have for sports. Back to you guys.
That's all we have this week. For myself, Oliver, Girum, Faline, Abby, and the rest of the Torch TV crew, I'm Cate Roeder, and thanks for watching.
Remember to take care of yourself, others, and the place. And as always, try to be the best part of someone's day.